Welcome back to the Brain Surgery Survivor Show. I'm your host, Matt, and I have a brain injury. That's why I talk like this. So on today's episode, I'm just gonna update you on all my medical stuff. And so what happened is that a couple of weeks ago, randomly, I had some sweat on my forehead and I went to wipe it off like this. And I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. My forehead is numb. And I tried my best not to freak out. And I waited until I got home to properly assess the situation, and I opted to just chill, and I went to the doctor the next morning, and he diagnosed me with Bell's palsy. And to be on the safe side, he ordered an MRI to be done. So I went and got the MRI on 2 Saturdays ago, and when I did, my doctor that ordered it, he saw an abnormality, some sort of change in my malformations, and so he alerted me, and then he had my scan sent to my neurologist, and he called me and personally told me that there was a change. He did not tell me what type of change or whether I should be worried or not. But just that there was a change, and he told me that it would be a good idea to see a neurosurgeon. So I spent the whole weekend being as nervous as can be, and I went to the neurosurgeon, and what he told me was that the malformations are able to grow and shrink depending on microhemorrhaging, but they don't microhemorrhage all the time. It's seldom and random. And from the sound of it, there wasn't a whole lot that I can do to avoid it. It doesn't have to do with what I eat or what I do on a daily basis. It just happens. And when I went to the surgeon, and they said, "Oh, we're just gonna monitor it." It's definitely better news than him saying, "Oh, I need to have brain surgery again. It's imminent. I need to have right away." It's definitely better news than that. But when I originally got diagnosed with the malformations on my brainstem, I was like 15, 16 years old. And for the record, I'm 38 now. And so from 15 or whatever until when I had my surgery, I more or less forgot about it. And I wasn't worried. And then, because when I originally got diagnosed with it, they told me the chances of it causing an issue would be very slim. And it turned out that they were wrong, because I needed surgery when I was 32. And so from 15 to 32, I kind of forgot about it. And When I had my surgery, obviously, it was front and center in my life, and I couldn't forget about it anymore. And I, I, so it's been like a little over 5 years since my surgery, and I've done a lot of work on like moving past it mentally and getting to a point where I don't let it worry me, and because I've been told since I was young that we're just going to monitor it, and if it causes any issues, then I can worry about it then, and I can reassess the situation, whatever. And so when this, and in the 5 years since my surgery, I've done work to let it just be in the past. And then when the neurologist called me and told me I should see a neurosurgeon, I got nervous, and I haven't felt like that level of worry since in a long time, really. And it was definitely nerve wracking, and but it's like the ultimate test of acceptance because there is nothing I can do about my malformations or my Bell's palsy. And one thing the neurosurgeon said was that he is not convinced of the Bell's palsy diagnosis, and the reason he's not is because he saw a change in the malformations, and he thinks that the numbness is a byproduct or a symptom of the malformations getting bigger. But at the same time, when the malformations, one of them is definitely bigger now, which is caused by a microhemorrhage. They can get smaller also. And again, it's like the ultimate test of acceptance because there's not a single thing that I'm able to do to influence whether they get bigger or smaller or just fear. I don't know. They can do all kinds of things, and I have nothing I do has any say over what happens with them, and nothing I do can affect my Bell's palsy, whatever it is. It's whether it's Bell's palsy or a byproduct of my malformation. It's still numbness, and it's still not awesome. But there isn't anything I can do about that. And what the neurosurgeon said is that he wants me to get a scan in 3 months, and then we'll assess from there. And basically, the same conversation I had with him not long ago is the same conversation I'm going to have with him in 3 months. And I pretty much have from now till then to worry about that. That sounds great, but I know that my body is not going to allow me to worry for 3 months straight. Eventually, my body is going to have enough of it, and we'll figure out some other way to deal And let's see, what else can I think of? That's really it. So uh, what we're gonna do now, according to the neurosurgeon, is just monitor it. And I I've been told that since I'm a little kid that we're just gonna see and monitor and see the changes or keep tabs of the malformations or whatever. And there's nothing you do about it. And it's definitely not ideal, but these are the cards that I was dealt. And like one of the things that I think about, well, one of, because I think about a lot of things, but one of the things that I think about is like my trust in a higher power. And I allowed that trust to help get me sober, and I allowed that trust to basically disintegrate when I heard that there was a change in the malformation, and that disintegration only lasted like a week or so because it's back now. And like what I always say with my physical recovery is that I'm in the action business. I'm not in the results business. The results are not up to me. They're up to someone else. And what is up to me is what I do about it. And that's really the only thing I have control over. And with my malformations, sort of like the same thing, because I have no control over what is going to happen with them, and there's nothing I can do that would help with them. And what happens to them is not up to me. And I think I've hit the nail on the head and updated you on my medical situation. So that's all for this episode, and I'll be sure to let you know what's going on in the future. Thanks.